know that the first on-screen kiss between men wasn't in Hollywood, but in a Soviet film? When you Google it, most sources say that the first male kiss in cinema was in the American film Wings from August of 1927. But months earlier, the Soviet film Bed and Sofa had already shown two men kissing, and twice. It shocked audiences, not because it was lewd or comedic, but because it was an intimate and modern film. A quiet domestic story about sex, marriage, and freedom in post-revolutionary Moscow. In the film, a husband, Kolya, a happy-go-lucky, silly foreman for the Bolshoi theater, invites his old army friend, Volodya, a sweet, quieter man who gets a job printing newspapers, to crash on their sofa. Soon, lines blur. Kolya's wife, Luda, becomes Volodya's lover. When Kolya returns from a work trip, the three awkwardly try to coexist in their one-bedroom basement apartment. At one point, Kolya takes the sofa, while his friend now moves into the bed with Luda. But power shifts back and forth, until Luda announces that she's pregnant, and neither man knows who the father is. So they pressure her to get an abortion, which was legal in the Soviet Union since 1920, decades before the United States. In the end, she boards a train to leave them both. To be honest, they were both kinda meh partners anyways, but it's a rare silent film ending that put women's independence at the center. And for those interested, the first kiss happens about 16 minutes in, and the second at about 41 minutes in. But yeah, the film was daring. It explored abortion, depicted gender power struggles, and even showed tenderness between men, including those two on-screen kisses. They really had a close, caring connection, and in the end, they're the ones left living in the apartment together. Now, many have discussed that it very much reads as echoing a very famous three-way relationship in the Soviet avant-garde scene, that of poet and artist Vladimir Mayakovsky and the Bricks, Osip and Lilia. Not a coincidence, since the director, Abram Room, had just worked with Mayakovsky and Lilia on another project. But it really shows this era of Soviet society. In the 1920s, the Bolsheviks were openly debating sex, marriage, and freedom as part of the revolution. Civil marriages replaced religious ones, divorce was simple, and abortion accessible. In The Social Basis of the Woman Question, Kollontai said, "The same forces which for thousands of years enslaved women, now at a farther stage of development, are leading them along the path to freedom and independence." In the film, Luda takes that freedom and walks away from men's power, choosing her own future. I like that the film wasn't giving neat answers. It was opening questions about how to live, love, and build equality in a new world. And I think Bed and Sofa shows us that revolutionary art can sharpen debates on things like love and sexuality and freedom, reminding us that even a century ago, people were daring to imagine new ways of living. But yes, once again, gay communism wins.